Brandon, thank you for being here with me today. What are your thoughts on Senate Bill 1 relating to campground safety in the wake of the Hill Country floods?
I think it's a good first step. Obviously, the Hill Country floods highlighted some deficiencies in the private sector, so it's a good first step. Hopefully, if it saves one life, it's worth it. So.
What were those deficiencies in the private sector you feel that the floods highlighted?
One, outdoor warning sirens, just preparedness in general, really. If there's no mandate to do it, generally people aren't going to. So.
Any particular parts of the bill that stand out to you as being a good first step?
I like the spot about being 1,000 feet outside of a floodplain. As we saw in that flood, the waters rose, significantly, very quickly. So being 1,000 feet outside the floodplain, that's a good one. Having outdoor warning sirens is a good one. Just being connected really is a good way forward.
Why does that 1,000 feet, really stand out to you? Do you think that if that were in place on July 4th, do you think that could have prevented some of the loss we saw, some of the loss of life?
I would hope so. I've never been there, so I can't say yes or no it would have. However, floodplains do change, and then building, development, stuff like that, they can also kind of change the way the water flows. So I think 1,000 feet is significant enough to ensure safety.
Talk to me about what a floodplain is, and if we have any of those, in East Texas.
Oh yeah, we have them all over. So basically it's low-lying areas that during X amount of rainfall can or will flood. So you'll hear a term 500-year floodplain, and the idea behind that is the odds of it flooding are once every 500 years. So that's kind of the idea behind it.
Any of those here in East Texas?
Yes, sir. So you can go on the Smith County map site, and they actually have those mapped out. So, but again, developments and stuff like that coming in, roadways, any man-made watershed can affect those.
Any way you see this bill now heads to the governor's desk impacting the work you do in Smith County?
Possibly. So depending on how they have it set up as far as who reviews their emergency plans, who's in charge of their sirens, stuff like that, there could be some unfunded mandates for the local jurisdictions as well.
There's been a lot of discussion after these floods on July 4th about how uncommon they were. 100-year flood, 500-year flood. Taking that into account, do you feel as though, even with laws like Senate Bill 1, enough really can be done to prevent, the loss of life during a tragedy like this? The total non-loss.
Total non-loss, no. We can't prepare for everything. We can't imagine everything. There's always going to be something that you didn't think of, or the cascading effect, right? So, like, hey, we prepared for a flood, but then all of this vegetative debris created a dam, essentially, and caused a runoff somewhere else, So there's always weird little things, but it is a good first step.
Anything about the bill you would like to have seen added?
Again, not having been down there, I can't give an opinion on that.
It sounds like you feel as though really being there firsthand, is very important to the development of this bill.
Oh, absolutely. Being able to witness that would give someone the knowledge of what really happened, what could happen, because you can watch it on TV all day, hear the interviews, and not truly understand something. So.
And as we talk, it has been 2 months since those floods. As you've thought about them, what are your own takeaways from what could have been done that day? Or what can be learned?
What can be learned is preparedness and mitigation practices, right? But the problem is most jurisdictions, especially in rural Texas, do not have the proper funding to deal with that stuff. So, I mean, mitigation is very expensive because you're talking about identifying a hazard and taking it away, all right? So mitigating it, and that can be very, very costly. And for rural jurisdictions, they just don't have that kind of money.
Would you like to see them increase the amount of funding for those rural jurisdictions?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the thing is those rural jurisdictions don't have the tax base to properly do that. So they need the state, they need the federal government to supplement them.
Would you include Smith County in that?
Absolutely.
You don't feel you have enough funding right now to do what you want to do?
Well, it's not what I do or do not want to do. It's so right now, for example, we're in the process of updating our hazard mitigation plan, and I mean, depending on what the hazard is, you could be looking at millions of dollars. So very few jurisdictions can afford to just shell out, let's say, $2 million. So that's really where these state and federal grants come into play.
Could you see any camps as a result of this bill having to shut down?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Well, the 1,000-foot thing, for example, if they don't grandfather, I mean, think if you have, let's say, 10 buildings that are within 1,000 feet and they don't grandfather those buildings in, now they have to move them. I mean, that's very, very costly.
And is this a bill, you think should be applied across the country?
Possibly. I think it would have to have a study done on it because it's really going to be location dependent. And going further into the bill, and especially if you apply it to other locations, they may have different hazards, right? So if you're in the mountain area, a rock slide or something like that may be your hazard versus flooding. So it's really going to be location dependent, in my opinion.